Section 1 of The Empire of Business by Andrew Carnegie, first published in 1902. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Empire of Business, Section Number 1. The Road to Business Success, a talk to young men. It is well that young men should begin at the beginning and occupy the most subordinate positions. Many of the leading businessmen of Pittsburgh had a serious responsibility thrust upon them at the very threshold of their career. They were introduced to the broom and spent the first hours of their business lives sweeping out the office. I notice we have janitors and janitresses now in offices, and our young men unfortunately miss that salutary branch of the business education. But if by chance the professional sweeper is absent any morning, the boy who has the genius of the future partner in him will not hesitate to try his hand at the broom. The other day, a fond, fashionable mother in Michigan asked a young man whether he had ever seen a young lady sweep in a room so grandly as her Priscilla. He said no, he never had, and the mother was gratified beyond measure. But then, said he, after a pause, what I should like to see her do is sweep out a room. It does not hurt the newest comer to sweep out the office if necessary. I was one of those sweepers myself, and who do you suppose were my fellow sweepers? David McCargo, now superintendent of the Allegheny Valley Railroad, Robert Pitcairn, superintendent of the Pennsylvania Railroad, and Mr. Moreland, city attorney. We all took turns, two each morning to the sweeping, and now I remember Davy was so proud of his clean white shirt bosom that he used to spread it over an old silk bandana handkerchief which he kept for the purpose. And we other boys thought he was putting on airs. So he was. None of us had a silk handkerchief. Assuming that you have all obtained employment and are fairly started, my advice to you is aim high. I would not give a fig for the young man who does not already see himself the partner or the head of an important firm. Do not rest content for a moment in your thoughts as head clerk or foreman or general manager in any concern, no matter how extensive. Say each to yourself, my place is at the top. Be king in your dreams. Make your vow that you will reach that position with untarnished reputation, and make no other vow to distract your attention, except the very commendable one that when you are a member of the firm or before that, if you have been promoted 2 or 3 times, you will form another partnership with the loveliest of her sex, a partnership to which our new Partnership Act has no application. The liability there is never limited. Let me indicate 2 or 3 conditions essential to success. Do not be afraid that I am going to moralize or inflict a homily upon you. I speak upon the subject only from the view of a man of the world, desirous of aiding you to become successful businessmen. You all know that there is no genuine, praiseworthy success in life if you are not honest, truthful, fair dealing. I assume you are and will remain all these, and also that you are determined to live pure, respectable lives, free from pernicious or equivocal associations with one sex or the other. There is no credible future for you else. Otherwise, your learning and your advantages not only go for naught, but serve to accentuate your failure and your disgrace. I hope you will not take it amiss if I warn you against 3 of the gravest dangers which will beset you on your upward path. The first and most seductive and the destroyer of most young men is the drinking of liquor. I am no temperance lecturer in disguise, but a man who knows and tells you what observation has proved to him. And I say to you that you are more likely to fail in your career from acquiring the habit of drinking liquor than any other or all the other temptations likely to assail you. You may yield to almost any other temptation and reform, may brace up and, if not recover lost ground, at least remain in the race and secure and maintain a respectable position. But from the insane thirst for liquor, escape is almost impossible. I have known but few exceptions to this rule. First, then, you must not drink liquor to excess. Better if you do not touch it at all. Much better. But if this be too hard a rule for you, then take your stand firmly here. Resolve never to touch it except at meals. A glass at dinner will not hinder you.